For more on March for Our Lives, we are now joined by Jeffrey Moore. He's a senior analyst at Global Risk Insights. Hi there, Jeffrey. How do you feel watching these kids come together all over the world, really, in support of gun control?
Well, it's a pretty impressive testament to the ability for them to organize in such a short period of time, and speaks to the power of social media and political forces kind of joining together to put on a rally such as this in so many places around the country and around the world. You see that more and more throughout the world, that social media and technology has really enabled people to connect on a lot of different issues.
Do we think that it will be any different this time around? We've seen people react before, and there's just a cycle.
Well, there's certainly a lot more pressure because it is so consistent and so widespread. Whether it changes the laws as far as Congress goes is yet to be seen, but we've already seen a lot of this public pressure put on commercial interests, so they are changing their policy. Dick's Sporting Goods raised their age of purchase to 21. Walmart followed suit and did the same. And just a couple of days ago, we had Citigroup, the bank, issue guidance that they were no longer going to be serving commercial clients that sold firearms to those under 21 years of age, along with a couple of other stipulations. So we've seen the pressure build. It becomes fervent, and a lot of the times the commercial interests are the first to respond to that.
Right, we have seen them bow to pressure, and mainly it was from social media. These kids got on Twitter and started going after companies, and we saw them folding one by one to the pressure. Tell us a little bit about what you think about what realistically we can expect in the days ahead. I mean, we know that there's going to be a ban on the sale of these bump stocks that attach to the guns that make it easier to fire more rounds.
Yeah, we had that executive memorandum from President Trump to put a stop to the bump stock sales. Also in the omnibus spending bill, you had the Fix NICS legislation, which expands a database and data integration service for permitting and firearm sales, along with the Stop School Violence Act, which was included in there as well. And on the state side, you're seeing a lot of activity. Florida obviously being the first to move forward with a slew of different provisions to tackle some of these problems. And I imagine you'll see those first moves on the state level from here on out. It'll be a little bit harder for Congress, especially as they move into midterms with Republican majorities and a Republican in the White House, who are going to have pressure from their constituencies. And the protesters there will mention the NRA, but that really comes down to millions of members of the NRA and those that are advocates of the Second Amendment, which are going to be putting similar pressure on their local politicians that represent them in Congress. So you'll have a battle there for quite some time. The states are a little bit closer to home, if you will, for some of the pressure, and maybe the first to make some meaningful moves as far as restricting the sale of guns.
Jeffrey Moore, always a pleasure to have you on with Global Risk Insights. Thank you.